Any ultra marathons I did, I counted as marathon distance runs. And 6 foot track was probably the hardest run I ever prepared for, because it scared me so much with the cutoff and the training and the climbing. But I did manage to do 2 of them. In 2005, I tried to qualify for the Port Macquarie Ironman with the Port Macquarie Half Ironman, and I wasn't good enough. Same old story for the 1980s. I had to wait another 9 years when they relaxed the entry criteria, and I just paid for an entry. Now I've lost track of the eras, but the ultra running was great, but it did trigger some overuse injuries, like my hip flexor for 3 years and my metatarsal for 2, which required treatment. My 2 standout long runs was the Poor Man's Comrades for Gosford to the Opera House, 92 to 96 Ks in last place.
Current pace 7.
And the second one was my 87 kilometres in 12 hours at the Narrabeen 12-hour race. Those injuries got me to run 6 kilometres, because that's all I could do without breaking down, and enabled me to recover enough to do the Ironman in 2014. The next era was going on the track to do 12-hour races, because I knew I didn't have to worry about being chased down by people behind me. I could just run as long as I wanted and walk as long as I wanted. It was around this time I started my runs around Sydney, and there's 2 criteria. They had to be at least 42 kilometres, and I had to have touched on another part of another 42 kilometre run I had done in Sydney. I'd semi-plan a run, and if I woke up in the morning and felt good and the weather was okay, I'd go out the door. So I ran from Pennant Hills to Penrith, Richmond, Cronulla, Manly,
Current
Big
pace
Woods,
7:30.
Parramatta, Glenorrhea, all places. I will never be in an official marathon club, but that's how I've got to 49 marathons. And that brings me to the current era, where I try to run a minimum of 100 kilometres a month, cycle in the more months, and swim at least once a week.